it is a very valid reason because of those hormones why you're behaving that way.
So is that open in your house that, you know, when your hormones are making you grumpy, that, you know, it's like, stay away?
It's like, if I say, no, I'm not doing that, it's like, oh, that's not like Penny. And then I go, it's the time, oh, OK, fine. They
actually put something around your wrist,
I did.
don't
At
you?
one point, I put a little red band round, just as a little...
Flag.
Yeah.
Danger!
Warning! Penny won't appear as she normally does. Please.
Do not adjust your set.
Sympathise with me.
Yeah, we have. We've got Kate here. She's got in touch on Facebook. People don't realise how badly it can affect you. I have terrible anxiety and depression and other horrible symptoms. I've had all of that and all. Kirsty says, we don't need time off, but we should be able to take a few minutes to help ease hot flushes. Women with menopause should be able to have a break to cool off. Because I don't think people realise what a hot flush is. It's not just like you feel hot. No. It goes from the back of your neck and it comes right over and you're sweating and you feel like your head's going to blow off. It's so hot. It really is.
It's fantastic medical advances, etc. And they're all getting very excited about it. But let's think past when that child's 15
you know, those,
years
think
old.
of the baby,
Those doctors, I bet you are all men.
Thinking, wouldn't it be great if?
Yeah, we're going to work this out. A woman would never...
No, she'd go to
A woman knows better.
To be fair, if men went through the menopause, they'd have discovered this years ago. Doctors are usually quite reluctant to prescribe HRT because they still link it
to...
Well,
I mean, a friend of mine, she went into the doctor and saying that her libido had just gone out the window. And the doctor wanted to give her antidepressants.
Yes,
and she
exactly.
said, she kept saying, I'm not depressed.
But part of this is they've got a 5-minute appointment. So they just go, oh, take these. They don't
But the
look
stuff
at the
I'm on,
underlying
which is this
issues.
bioidentical, is available on the NHS.
Right.
But a lot of GPs aren't aware that it's available.
And there's so much. We've had many comments on this. I mean, Julie said she wishes somebody'd warned her that it completely robs you of your identity at times.
Yeah.
Lolly, as you're talking about menopause, please talk me through it. I'm only 39 and I'm really struggling. I mean, I was 45, but 39 is Izzy, no one warned me about the anxiety. I've always been confident, but it completely came out of left field. Teresa, the mental health issues, definitely. I've never suffered before, but the last 4 years have not been great. Sorry for moaning, but it needs talking about.
You know, it's not moaning, it's sharing. That's the thing.
You know, they have seen scientifically, can I say that the more that you masturbate, the better it is.
Has that worked for you?
It has worked for me, yeah. You know,
it's not great for hot flush. What do you mean, better? In what way?
In what way is that you basically, it puts a spring in your step. It gives you a little bit of it helps you stay, you can get quite dry in your vagina, and it helps to maintain it and keep it more plump because the blood
That's what happens with menopause, though. Everything blooming dries up, doesn't it?
Yeah, obviously, I've been married 27 years coming up this weekend, and obviously when you're younger and you first meet each other, and then it happens a lot more. And then I went through the menopause and didn't really like it that much. And so I went on HRT and then everything was fine again because you're getting testosterone and everything in there. And then my sister got breast cancer, so I came off the HRT, but we've since found out it wasn't genetic. So I've gone back on it. So hopefully I'll start enjoying it again. But don't do it very often.
So how did you then track that to saying, well, actually, these are menopausal symptoms?
Because I went out there and I started to talk to other women. I started talking to my friends, and then the more that I spoke and started telling about these you know, awful symptoms, then everyone started opening up and started talking, but no one would talk about it.
Oh, that struck cold terror into my veins. Imagine that you've had your menopause, it's all done, and then you get pregnant.
I thought you
even get pregnant then. I mean, they're overjoyed because they'd wanted a baby for many years, but oh my goodness.
What would you do if that happened to you? You found out you were pregnant.
Go down the pub and not come back. I just could never do that thing again, where the sleepless nights, and I
could have done it at 40. She's 47, I think. I could have done it at 47, but now I'm 55. It's like, no way.
Yeah. I'm starting to look at granny things now.
Yeah.
I want to be a granny, but I don't want to be a mama.
It's different. There's a seismic shift in the way that I behave. And it's not necessarily uncontrollable, it's just not me. And it really upsets me when I find myself in those situations that I used to be able to control and I'm becoming somebody that I never used to be. I used to be so much fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still good fun. But I used to be so much more fun and didn't really care what people thought about things, and not that I would do things like erratically, but I didn't really care about that many consequences because life was too short.
Did you
I
feel
overthink too much now and I'm anxious all the time.
Did you get the sort of the dark feeling, which I certainly did get, where you just feel like this darkness and you don't know where it's come from? And then I was definitely taking it out on Mark. I know I was. And I thought it was our relationship.
Yeah.
I didn't realise it was the relationship with myself because I was going through... It's called the change for a reason, isn't it? Did you find that?
You're honestly, you've hit the nail on the head there. The thing is that you need to know the difference between whether it is necessarily a relationship or whether it's your relationship with the menopause and how you're dealing with it and what treatment you're getting and what help.
Should women get special treatment during the menopause or, even time off work? So, Linda, you sitting there fanning yourself and you're at work today. So what do you think?
Do you know what? Our mums and our nans never had time off work when they went through the menopause. They just sort of had to get on with it, and the same as we have to get on with it. It's not easy sometimes. As I said, you do feel lethargic. I used to have lots of energy when I was on my HRT. Come off that now on the natural remedies and everything. But sometimes you just have to get on with it, don't you? I mean, in the bed of a night, me and Mark row all the time. He's freezing cold. I'm boiling hot. The duvet's on. The duvet's off. Like the windows are open.
But you're saying, we just have to get on with it. But do we? Because maybe it's about education. So, as in educating GPs, educating bosses, talking about it like we do on here. I mean, there was years ago, it was so taboo. Women didn't talk, it was always like...
Yeah.
You didn't talk about it. We say the word menopause now.
I know, we do
so
talk
maybe
about it now.
Bosses need to be more sympathetic, Janet.
Yeah, bosses need to be more sympathetic, I would agree. But...
Me personally, no. Mainly because, I have suffered terribly since the age of 12 every month, like horrendous. So since the age of 12, I've been looking forward to the menopause, really, just so all that stops. And I understand, I've seen women that go through a terrible time with the menopause, but I'm just a bit scared that we're messing with something that's just naturally meant to happen. When we get to a certain age in our life, when we've done whatever we need to do, I just feel that that's nature. And sometimes I think we slightly interfere a bit too much with it. And so that scares me a bit. And delaying it for 20 years, I'd just be... it doesn't mean it's going to... If they were saying it was a medical cure to stop the menopause and all the symptoms, I'd go, might be worth it. But I don't understand the delaying it for 20 years.
It would be delaying a lot of the symptoms, because obviously the menopause, it's not just, the hot flushes and the bits that people sort of joke about, really. We're also talking about heart disease, osteoporosis, obesity, depression, dementia. I mean, the highest rate of suicide, this is statistics from the Samaritan, found that for women is the age bracket of 50 to 54. And obviously the age that most women reach the menopause is 51. So statistically, a woman is more likely to feel depressed enough to commit suicide at an age where she hits the menopause.
Coming from someone I had my first child at 19, there's still those pressures. So regardless of when you have your children or when people say is the right time...
But I think it's the fertility thing, isn't it? It decreases as you get older.
Fertility in the opposite way. Because I've had children, even though I might worry because my mum had early menopause about my chances of having children later on in life, people almost dismiss my worry because I already have children. So I'm not allowed to be worried about my fertility because it's quite selfish.
That's interesting.
Because it's like, well, you've already got kids. There's people out there without children, so why should you get the IVF and the treatment and stuff when there's people... So I have that opposite end of the pressure.
So you do worry about that, do you?
Well, I don't worry. It doesn't consume my everyday life, but I definitely am aware that I'm likely to take on my mum's preposition of starting her menopause early. So I should, if I want children, think about it earlier on.
But I think a woman over a certain age having or being able
Could
to
you see me pregnant?
No.
And don't you think about it.
I think there comes a point where morally you have to say, how old can a woman be to still be having babies? And I mean, I got to 50. Before 50, I was sort of thinking, had my last child at 42, and I was still thinking, oh, I might be able to sneak one more in. But I got to 50 and I thought, no thanks.
What do you think? Is it patronising, or do we need somewhere? I mean, we've done it, been through it, going through it.
Yeah.
Would you like somewhere where you could just go and...
You just go to the toilet, or you just go outside, wouldn't you? Can you imagine our mums having a crying room all those years ago, being sent somewhere to go and sit and have a cry?
Yeah.
It's something that we all have to go through, and we have to deal with it in our own way.
I think it's good that it's talked about.
Yeah.
I think it's, I mean, for me, all employers should be addressing this, because women are in the work. It's great that women are in the workplace at that age, and, you know, and still having careers and things, but it does affect a lot of women very badly, but not all of the time. So you just might have moments where you think, I'm so hot, I'm feeling a bit emotional, I'm about to cry and I don't want to, because sometimes you can't help it. So I think the intention is very good.
Yes.
My concern would be that it's like labelling people, like, oh, she's in one of those, menopause. Or if you were having words with somebody, particularly maybe a male boss, a disagreement, or putting your view, that they might go, do you need to go to the, do you need to go to the crying room?
You know, I just think we talk so much about young people with so many now mental health issues and anxiety and the stress that they're under generally, knowing so much. And I just think the menopause, telling, you know, high school, that could be 12, 13, of something that's probably not going to happen to them till their mid to late 40s or 50s. I don't know. I grew up, my mum, to this day, God love her, until she died, I don't know whether my mum ever went through the menopause, because I never heard it and I never noticed it.